So we have, oh my God. Yeah. All right, we have an exponent raised to an exponent. So what are we gonna do? No. So 9 to the 1/2 over 4 to the 1/2. Now we can simplify this. So what's 9 to the 1/2 power? All right, and then 4 raised to the 1/2 power. Okay, cool. All right, now we have an exponent divided by another exponent, and it has the same base. So what are we gonna do? We're not multiply. We're gonna subtract. So we're gonna do 5/2 minus 1/2. Y'all struggle with fractions, so let's go through this really quick. So the denominators are the same. That means I'm gonna subtract the tops. 5 minus 1 is gonna give me 4. And 4 divided by 2 is
2.
So this is gonna be 3 to the 2nd power.
Okay, like for example, like what if there were different numbers like all something fun?
Okay, so like let's say for instance there was like 2 to the 3rd and then 1 to the 5th. You can't subtract those. They have to have the same base. Okay.
So it would just be like that. It would keep like.
Well, can you simplify 2 to the 3rd? That's 8. 1 to the 5th would be 1. So if you can simplify that way, yes. But the whole subtraction thing, no. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so this one's a little tricky. This one, what we're gonna do is since this guy is negative, we're gonna put him on the bottom. Okay, so watch. We're gonna leave this x up at the top, and in the bottom we're gonna put 4/3. Okay. Now, what is the exponent of this guy in the top?
1.
1. What's another way to say 1 with 3 involved? 3 over 3. Does that make sense? Everybody see where I got that from? Right. Now, our denominators are the same. So we're going to subtract the exponents, the tops. So what's 3 to minus 4? Negative 1 over 3. This could also be rewritten as 1 over x to the 1/3. Okay, so on this one over here, we have x to the 1. Okay, we have x and y, and we're raising it to the 1/2 power. So look at how I rewrote that radical using exponents, and then we're raising it to the 3rd. So what do we do with a power raised to a power? Multiply. So that's going to give us xy raised to the 3/2. Another way to write this is x to the 3/2, y to the 3/2. Power to a power, we multiply. So I got the 1/2 from the square root. Yeah. I'll give you a minute. On the next one, we've got, wait for it. Okay, we've got the 5th root of x to the 4th. Go ahead. So that's going to give you x to the 4/5. And since we have that negative exponent, we're going to put that guy on the bottom. Okay, we got an x just chilling out here, so we're just going to write him next to it. And this is where it starts getting complicated, so you got to pay attention on this one. There's multiple steps. So we turn this root of x to the 4th into that x to the 4/5. We brought the y to the negative 2nd down to the bottom. Okay, and now on the top, we can combine these. Okay, so this would give us x to the 9/5 over y to the 2nd. Yep, that 5 over 5 comes from the fact that this is to the 1st power, and we need the denominators to be the same. So when we have a negative exponent, we're going to flip our chicken. Watch what's going to happen. We're going to have y over x to the 3rd, and we're going to raise it to the positive 1/3 power. Kenneth, can you let Susan in, please? Okay. Go ahead. Yes, I just flipped the insides. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my exponent and raise it to an exponent. So this is going to give me y to the 1/3 And when we take 3 and times it by 1/3, that's gonna give us, sorry, x to the first. I tried to say multiply, it didn't work out. Because 3 times 1/3. Okay, this one's a little bit more complicated. We're dealing with 2 different variables and we got a lot going on. So the first thing you want to do is focus on your first variable. We got these x's. Okay, we want to subtract them because they're across from the the line of division. So multiply this by 2. That's going to give us 2/4, right? So that's going to be 3/4 minus 2/4. What is that going to give me? 3 minus 2? 1/4. Okay, I heard negative. So that's going to give me x to the 1/4. Okay, now we're going to look at the y values. So we have 1 minus 2. What is that going to give me?
1.
Okay, so that means I'm going to have a y to the negative first. Most of the time, your answer choices are not going to have negative exponent in the answer. So you're going to switch this to the bottom. And so that's going to give me x to the 1/4 over y to the first. Okay, take a moment, write that down, and see if you have any questions. So looking at this last one, these 3. No, you don't have to write all these down. We're just going to look it over together. Okay, so we have this 4th root. Okay, so we're going to raise each of these the 1/4 power. Okay, so when we multiply, when we multiply the exponents, we're going to get 6/4 and 4/4. When we simplify that, we get 3/2 and then y to the first. So I agree with them on this one. Okay, so they did that one right. On the next one, we have power raised to a power. So we're going to multiply. Okay, so they did that here. Okay. When we combine like terms, okay, is x to the 4/3 and x to the second. When we combine this, what do we need to do first? Okay, so this is going to be 6/3. What's 4 plus 6? Okay, is that what they got here? So we disagreed.
Okay, so what did they do? So
They multiplied. Okay, good. All right, so the next one, we have the 3rd root. Okay, so we're going to raise that to the 1/3 power. When we multiply 18 times 1/3, that gives us 6. Okay, we're going to take each of these, raise it to the 6th power. When you have this part, we have x to the 6, y to the 6 divided by x to the second y. What are you going to do with these exponents? Not divide. Subtract. What's 6 minus 2? So it should be x to the 4th, and then 6 minus 1. So it should be y to the 5th. They did this wrong.